One. We're on. Hello, and welcome back to the TimTom Podcast. This is week late. We are far into it now. I think I've almost finished my book, Tom. And that shows that we've written a lot of podcasts. Okay, the running order today is going to be People Under the Stairs, 2019 album Sincerely the P, followed by G Herbo's new project, Still Swerving.
And Southside.
Okay, and Southside. Still Swerving,
Southside
which
on
is
the track. Yeah.
sequel to Swerving from last year.
Swerving.
All right. And then we got three pretty good singles. One of which I think may be the cause for some discourse. We might want to stay tuned for that. 50-second intro done. Let's go into People Under the Stairs. All right.
I thought that my phone had cut off the title because it just had Understanding the P or whatever it was.
Sincerely.
I've already forgot. Sincerely, sorry. The P, but apparently the P is just meant to leave it there. Do you know why?
Yeah. No, I have no idea, to be honest. They mentioned the P later on in the album, but like, I don't know if it's a person, if it's a frame of mind. Because this album really sounds like it's if I'm being honest, like I'm a big fan of this album for one, and also the main reason I'm such a big fan of it is because it's come out in 2019, but it sounds like it's come out in like 1999. Some parts of it, it's really cool. It's like a time capsule in some ways. It's so heavily because they've been around since 1997. This group. They've just been dropping like albums kind of sporadically. I found them through this one like single sort of EP that they dropped, which had Acid Raindrops on it, which is like a big hit. I'm pretty sure. It's like a really cool track. It's got these like bombastic drums, and it's sort of like it's just this very interesting sort of like 90s dance music sample. It's like Moby. It's really weird. And they do feature a song like that later on in here, but this is just, it's a really funky album. They're from LA, so there's a lot of G-funk in here. Would you agree, Tom?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, and so all right, let's kick it off with Encore. I love the fact that this starts off under like the guise of it being a live performance. And I guess it's like an encore because the last album was a while ago, and they've been around for like quite a while as well. So it's just like
kind of confused that it started with the ending of a show, though.
Yeah, I think it's more so like they're just using it as a way to show like the people want more from us. But
I loved how it transitioned from the shouting of Encore. And
yeah,
then you heard the first Flavor Flav sample, which was kept playing throughout the track over this warp beat.
Oh, it was so good. It had these distorted guitars and strings. Like, I did not think they were going to put something like that in it. As well, like in the opener, I just wouldn't have thought they'd put that in a hip hop song, and it works really well. And they use strings like later on as well. Like, there's some really interesting instrumentals on this album, and yeah, it gets off to a great start with these like proper hip hop beats. It's got these great drums. They sound like they're just great samples like throughout, I'd say. Then we got Reach Out, which just keeps up the tempo. It's got another really sweet drum sample with these bongos in there in the background. These sort of atmospheric strings, which are then transitions to soulful guitar with these soulful vocals. Sorry, and there's this great breakdown in it as well.
Yeah, and at the end there was a scratchy Andre 3000 sample that closed the track.
Yeah,
I really like.
Yeah, me too. And then there's a little record.
They must have had a lot of money to clear these samples, though.
Well, they say like they're on their Wikipedia pages, like they're really big about do it yourself. Like, they do absolutely everything. I don't think they outsource anything to anyone. Like, they don't pay any producers to do anything. So yeah, I guess they just got the cash. But it's a pretty cool attitude they have. Yeah, Let the Record Show is like the first proper G-funky song with these like bass chords in it. It's pretty dope. And the flow, I think from Thez One, it's like Thez One and Double K are the two rappers. And I find Double K sounds a bit like Killer Mike, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
And yeah, so Thez One has this really like.
And I think his real name was Mike as well. They kept calling each other Mike and Chris or something.
Oh yeah, they did, yeah. Yeah, Chris is Thez One. Or maybe D's One. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I don't have a good track record of that. Then we got Hard, which is, as I said earlier, they used that sort of like 90s electronic music sample in Acid Raindrops. I thought that the background instrumental, the backing and the drums, like it sounded a bit like not jungly, but like that sort of era dance music, sort of. I guess slowed down a fair bit, but with this sort of frenetic synth in it, it was and it's just really 90s. I thought it was pretty cool, but thought it could have used a breakdown.
It sounded like something that would have been on Big Daddy Kane's debut album, apart from the keyboard, which I didn't like.
I just thought it could have. It was missing that like oomph. It could have done with a breakdown, as I said. Like could have done something with it. It was building, and they needed to release that tension. I thought. Then we got the. I'll get the real track's name up.
The effects of climate change on densely populated
areas. Yeah, it's this is really, I mean, pretty cool title there. Even if it does take an H to read out, but then there's like it's just pretty smooth and like nocturnal instrumental on this. I thought it was pretty dope. With these like jazzy keys and like there's mentions of like heat waves and the bass is like pretty hot and like dripping. I thought, and
it's all about surviving climate change.
Yeah, it sort of creates this like idea of being like cooped up in this hot, shitty apartment, and it's a pretty interesting track. I thought. Anything you want to add?
You've said it all my notes already, really.
Mm-hmm. Then we got like the Red Onion rap, which is do you want to talk about this one, Tom?
I didn't have a whole lot to say on this one. I thought that
you didn't.
I thought the jazzy drums were nice, and I liked the line "Put your dog down in the pound." Obviously, dog being your friend rather than an actual dog, but you do send dogs to the pound, so that was a good play on words.
Yeah, there's I was a big fan of the hook on this. There you go. It's such a great hook for just like live shows and stuff. Really catchy. The whole it goes on and on and on and on. The beat don't stop till the break of dawn. Oh, and I thought the outro where it just like focused on the beat and the instrumental, it was really earned because it was pretty banging in my opinion. Okay, then we got like Redeemer, which is I don't know how I feel about this one, man. It's got this like old feel to it, but like I don't think there's that much going on in it, to be honest. Especially considering
nice
the next song.
Yeah, and I liked the outro to this song as well. We had the 2 fingers in the air, peace out of here. Fingers in the air, peace, we out of here.
But then we got like Street Sweeper, which is it's a bit of a banger. It's got these steel drums and like the actual drum beat is like pretty relentless, and there's like this cello in it. I thought it was awesome. Yeah, I thought it
might be my least favorite track.
Really?
I hated the steel drums.
I really liked them. I
just thought they sounded so tacky and not real.
I don't know. I like the fact that they were lower down in the mix. It wasn't like that Kodak Black track that we reviewed, which had steel drums.
I much prefer the steel drums on ZZ.
Oh no, ZZ can bugger off. Oh, these are way better. All right, let's agree to disagree on that. Then there's like We Get Around. I thought it was pretty good after like Street Sweeper, which is like a bit more frenetic and intense. This song's a way more chilled out, and it's got this really great hook in it from We Get Around. Yeah, it was pretty damn wicked, and there's a nice
but when I
breakdown.
saw We Get Around and heard the beat, I thought this has got to sample the Tupac song, the same title. And it gave off that sort of vibes, but it was talking about getting around as in travelling rather than getting around as in sleeping with many women.
No, it was literally
which obviously the Tupac
going
one
to different places.
Yeah, so I guess the other sample they used, which I can't remember the song, but I definitely recognised it.
I don't know if it's from the. I don't want to call it. I'm gonna say something like the Beach Boys from that sort of era.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and the smooth beat switch outro, that was pretty gone.
Yeah. And then there's like but there's like this part of the album is like it switches here. I don't know, it's sort of a not necessarily a drop in quality, but like definitely like a change in tone. I think, especially with Starting the House, there's a big tonal change. So it's way more spacey, and like there's piano with sustain on it, and which is like a bit not necessarily melancholy, but not as funky as it has been. It's a bit of a big tonal change, I thought. But it ends with this like, distorted guitar. Like I don't know what was happening with this track, to be honest.
Their rapping was so much faster on this song than on any other song as well.
Yeah.
That definitely stuck out to me. They sped the flows up. And they kept on saying, "Wish upon a star" for a rock guitar at the end.
Oh, I guess that's why there was this like rock guitar then at the end.
And then they had a girl saying it as well, but I don't really know why.
Yeah. It gets weird towards the end, in my opinion. I think up to We Get Around, it's like pretty damn flawless, almost, in my opinion. Then we got like I didn't really have much to say about the next one. Here for a Good Time. It's back to G-Funk. It's got like a pretty damn cool piano solo at the end, but I mean it's just like some of the previous tracks. It's not necessarily building on them.
I like the guitar in the second verse. That's all I've written down here.
Then there's like this pretty wholesome 90s track, Letter to My Son. It reminds me of the that Will Smith song he did with Jaden, like Just the Two of Us. That sort of a vibe.
This was so much better than that song.
Oh yeah, it was way better than that, but like it was the same sort of like I guess wholesome vibe.
Saying that he couldn't be there because he had to do shows and stuff and stuff.
Damn. He's giving his son advice on how to be a better man or a good man. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Then there's I didn't have much to say about the next one, Family Trees. But Dream Sequence 88, I thought it was pretty cool. There's like the guitar is, I don't know, it's just like a distorted guitar, but there's this synth in the background which almost sounds like vaporwavy in my opinion. And the like when the beat comes in, it's like pretty smooth. It's a pretty cool track. I guess this is a trip down memory lane for them. It's like
I thought the whole vibe was quite dreamy, which given the time,
definitely
made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of like dreamy nostalgia sort of thing. It's wicked.
Sleepy music.
Yeah. I sort of made sense as the tail of the album, but you don't want them to go to sleep just yet, because the final track is like, I think it has the best beat on the whole thing in my opinion. It's got this uplifting, nostalgic vibe to it until the end. I mean the piano isn't. It's not. I mean it's not. The piano is like a really classy way to go out, I think, and it sort of suits the album well because it's harking back to like I don't know, a classier time in rap where there's less trap sort of hedonism, in my opinion. That's what it's for. Well, I'm just saying that was the art direction I got from And I thought
I
it
liked
was pretty
the
effective.
line at the end of the first verse where he said, "Keep memories, not memes." And I also, speaking on classy, I thought the way that they ended off this track, just shouting out all the dead, all the people we lost, everyone from Mac Miller to Sean Price. It was a long list that I didn't write down, I have to admit.
It's pretty sad.
But yeah,
It's a long list.
many people died in life.
Yeah. But at least while we're here, we're able to experience some pretty damn good albums like this. What are you going to give it, Tom?
Before we close on this, I'd like to say also that I hated the radio skits that were throughout the song. I thought they were all pretty cringy.
Yeah, I'll give you that. What would you rate it?
Snoop Dogg is the only person that's done good radio skits. Everyone else, no.
No.
Doggy Style
Mac
had
DeMarco's
funny radio skits. That was it.
Yeah, Mac DeMarco's a pretty funny radio skit on Rock and Roll Nightclub. But I don't think it's your scene, Tom. All right, what are you gonna rate it?
I thought it was decent.
Yeah, me too. I'd say it's like between 7 and 8.
I'm gonna go 6.
6. I think that's a bit harsh, man.
Nothing blew me away here. It was
really not even
was
some
good.
of the bass here.
It was good while it was on, but
I don't know. I think some of these like G-funky tracks would have this really. The bass is a real presence on here throughout. It really stuck.
yeah. But I've heard it's done better before.
Fair enough.
Dr. Dre, Brockhampton.
All right. Okay, let's move on. I think we're making better for time than some of the previous ones.
2, Still Swerving, even though I wrote it as Swervo, but that was the name of the last one. The second collaborative project between G Herbo, the artist formerly known as Lil Herb, which was a name I really liked. I'm quite sad that he changed it, actually.
I guess it's more like a mature name, G Herbo. Lil Herb sounds like you're a kid.
Yeah, but
he's got a really deep voice, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he's always had a real deep voice.
Yeah, but I don't think G Herbo sounds more fitting for a deep voice. It's like if Freddie Gibbs was called Lil Gibbs, it just wouldn't sound good. My opinion.
But he got a lot of stick for the last album because it sounded really poppy and wasn't very good. And I sort of agree with that. But this time, it went a little rawer. He went back to what he did on Phasoland that put him on the map. Back when he was Lil Herb. Last time I mentioned it. And he's an interesting one because he's from Chicago, but he's not he's come out at the same sort of time as the drill people did, but he's not a drill artist.
All right.
Although he has worked with King Louie and Lil Reese and those guys. And he's not with Vic Mensa and Chance the Rapper either. He's sort of on his own, which is
a black sheep.
Maybe why he's not the biggest artist in.
I'd never heard
Chicago.
of him up to like the other day, or last week.
Yeah. I got told this was coming out and I still forgot, which is not good. But I remembered in the end, and it kicks off very nicely, in my opinion, with Sacrifices. It starts off sort of a cappella, that you can hear some strings very lightly. But it's mainly an a cappella. Then it all kicks in with these trap drums.
Yeah.
As well. And it's
just
beautiful.
The tone really well.
Just beautiful. Talking about all his friends he's lost to the street life as well. I can't relate, but I still feel the pain.
It's it's got these like pretty interesting like high pitched keys in it, which I thought was wicked good. But yeah, like you said, there's this pretty hard trap beat in it, and it's like the beats in this go hard like the whole way through. There's not many beats which are like which are going. I don't know. They're not like putting in their all. They all go pretty hardcore.
Well, as far as trap producers go, I mean, Southside's pretty top tier.
Hmm.
So it's
So
a bit of a
then,
shame that the first collaborative project wasn't that great. But anyway, you were saying?
Scratchy and Itchy.
Again, very relatable.
Yeah, we all get like that sometimes. The
I really love the sample-based instrumental that was just playing throughout.
I felt that the beat in this was like especially powerful. Had some real oomph behind it.
It was a bit
And,
Kanye-y, I thought.
And there's yeah, as you said, like the guitar, and there was like choir as well, and I was like, damn, I haven't heard that sort of stuff in like a trap beat before. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, and it's probably Herbo at his funniest as well. He had the line, "Got a face mask on so I don't look wasted."
There's a really funny line in like later in here. I'll tell you when I come to it. Like I just heard it and I laughed.
And this
Yeah,
was probably, I don't want to blow my load early, but I think this was my favourite song.
Really?
I
Wow.
loved everything about it, to be honest.
Then I think my favourite's a bit further in. Yeah. We got like Shaky Skit, which is it just what I was impressed by was how it transitioned pretty flawlessly into Up For It.
Yeah, the instrument, he was talking over the scratchy and itchy sort of instrumental, a bit quiet, and then halfway through it switched to the up it beat.
Yeah, it was pretty dope, man.
Went straight in.
Yeah, with this like distorted bass and like here's one thing. I have mixed feelings regarding the vocals on this because at times they felt especially like just way too chaotic. People ad-libbing over each other, but then I don't know if they're ad-libbing or like saying their verses. Like it was very chaotic. I felt, but I guess it sort of worked, kind of.
Yeah, I also found his flow really odd. I didn't know what to make of it either. He kept sounding almost like he was out of breath at the end of every line. You know, where it was fading out a little bit. You know, it was a crazy track. The beat was weird. The flow was weird. The extra vocals were quite crazy as well, like you just said.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird one. Then we got Train to Kill, which it's better. It's a lot more it's a lot less a lot more better put together. Okay, there we go. A lot more better put together. Yeah. I can do English. It slips into the beat nicely, and what I noticed was like the vocals at times they seem like they have this almost like southern drawl at times. I don't know. It reminded me of like okay, I'm gonna take that as a southern thing, but I don't know. They're just like they had like they're pronouncing their R's really hard, and it reminded me of Peggy a bit. They sounded kind of lazy in a good way, and it fitted this sort of almost offbeat melody and like pretty cloudy bass going on. It was pretty interesting.
I did roll my eyes when I first heard Gunner on the song because I'm kind of tired of hearing this guy at this point do the same thing.
I honestly can't tell who Gunner is. Like I don't think I'll be able to pick him out. He just doesn't sound like. I don't think he has a very distinctive voice.
No, but
I guess you got to have a workhorse.
But I got to give him credit on this one. He did have one line that made me laugh. I didn't catch it at first. I caught it a little bit, like maybe even after this verse was done.
Yeah.
She ride the dick like a Cadillac DeVille.
What
You know, the ones
fuck?
that you put in the hydraulic suspension on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Credit to Gunner for that one. I mean, I like the beat. I thought it was another sort of left field one. Taking against Southside, but yeah, apart from that and that one Gunner line, it didn't really stand out for me.
Yeah, the next one I thought was pretty forgettable. I mean, it had this. I appreciated the beat. The whole song felt a bit more spacious. It wasn't as like compact and like raw. There felt like there was a bit more room to breathe. But apart from that, it wasn't very like special in my opinion.
I quite liked it. Vocally, he was talking about bunking school to do gang stuff.
Yeah.
And then there was this sort of haunting, faint vocal sample in the background as well, which caught me as well. But I do see what you mean. It wasn't the best one. I was far more a fan of this next song.
Yeah, me too. Which I'm gonna say is my favorite song on it. On the album.
So I definitely wouldn't argue with you putting that
It's got
number
this like really relentless beat to it, and it's pretty interesting. Like organy synth, and like I swear I heard violins in there as well. I like the Pretty Savage. She had the final verse. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I was a fan of how fast she was rapping. She sounded similar to no, I'm not sure actually. I thought she was a bit similar to like some of the other like female rappers you hear on but no, she reminded me of Bad Baby a bit on the last track that she did, where she was just rapping really quickly. And
that's kind of insulting.
Like, yeah, I didn't mean for it to be insulting, but that was what it reminded me.
You rap like a meme.
Well, hey, we both gave Bad Baby some credit then. So you're in this hole with me, all right? But yeah, it was my favorite of the tracks. It's just mainly that like just how relentless it was.
The hook was
pretty impressive,
lazy and active at the same time, which was hard to pin down. I like you. I really liked Herbo's verse. I thought that was pretty great. The beat was good. The pre-Savage feature was good. But Lil 40, damn, why did they have to make the cut?
Yeah, I really don't remember anything from him. I think I just like sped
I just remembered disliking it.
Yeah.
But
Pretty Savage was pretty good. Then we got Yerkzo. Yeah. Why has it got that name? Oh, this is I really didn't like this track. I thought it was obnoxious, to be honest. It sounded like a bad 6ix9ine track, but it did have the best lyric on this album.
Oh yeah.
You know we gonna go retarded. I live for that. God damn. What does that even mean?
You know they say go dumb or go stupid or sort of let yourself go. That's when you do it to the max. You go retarded. Just never go full retard.
Oh yeah.
I like the hook on this song, but the rest of it kind of
I don't know. That one line kind of made up for it, but apart from that, it was such a forgettable track. It just sounded like a bad. It was one of the like you know those tracks 6ix9ine does where you're just like screaming down the bloody mic. It reminded me of one of those ones, like of Dummy Boy. Like
this was a poor. So after Bug, it was quite a poor run.
Yeah, quite a while.
So I didn't really like this one.
Okay,
I like the beat, but it didn't fit the song at all.
I have one thing to say about Okay. It had this pretty pretty nice like vibrato on these jazzy guitars, which I thought was interesting. But what the fuck is going on with the vocal, with like the mixing? The vocals were like way underneath the instrumental. It sounded like he was trying to shout over the instrumental. It was terrible. Like, what are you doing? Okay, that was bad.
What song was that? Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't even remember it, man. It's bad. That's why. It's like he sounded underneath the guitar.
Oh yeah, I didn't write anything for that note.
Yeah, it's so bad, honestly. Apart from that, like that, those guitars were the only good thing about it. But then, like, they totally ruined the song.
Damn, my dislike runs even longer than I thought. Yeah, I didn't like this one. I don't even remember. Okay. Doing shit. I like the beat, but it didn't fit. I feel like he should have given it to someone else.
Mm.
It just sounded a bit like it should be a love song, but
yeah, it has like there's
just
these
saying,
pretty like
baby
playful
girl,
keys
do
and
your
smooth
shit.
bass. Yeah, I thought that was weird as well because I was a fan of the instrumental.
And then Never Scared was a waste of a Juice WRLD feature.
Yeah, I had
they were
no
just
idea, like,
duetting together, and then.
But there was no verse from Juice WRLD as well.
No.
Like,
and Juice WRLD can rap, man.
I have no idea why you do that. You have a feature with a prominent rapper and you don't even give him a verse. Maybe Juice WRLD couldn't get a verse in. Okay, maybe there's a reason for it. But otherwise, like, I think it's so dumb to feature someone but have 3 verses of yourself. Like,
well, I mean, he's a singer primarily, but he can rap, man. He's shown.
Well, he could have just like had a singing bridge, something like that. Like, the one good thing I thought was the when they were like duetting on the vocals, it was pretty interesting because G Herbo's got this really low gravelly voice and Juice WRLD is like this pretty high voice. So I thought that worked pretty well. But apart from that, like, it was a bit of a waste of feature, as you said.
Yeah, and the sinister beat was quite cool as well, but nothing else stood out.
Then we got Visionary, which it was another like blingy track. I thought it had like this pretty interesting synth, but oh yeah, and the bass was like the best way I can describe it is like it wasn't necessarily depressing, but like it was a bit ominous, I guess. I don't know. It felt like I thought it stole the show from me, despite being pretty far in the mix. Like, it wasn't by any means like at the forefront. But yeah, I didn't like the vocals. I just like the bass, really.
All I've written for this song is it's the laziest song on the album. I didn't think there was any effort into anything.
No.
Even the beat I didn't like.
Oh god damn, that's a bad sign.
But then we had Bow.
Yeah, which has these like accordions and keys, like,
it was just insane.
Yeah, pretty much. It was
It had the beat was crazy. Then the hook, he'd rap for a bit, and then he'd start making gun sounds like blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
What the hell was going on with that, man? That lost me. Then I was like, okay, I'm out.
I quite liked it, to be honest.
I'm not a fan when rappers just start doing gun sounds. It gives me flashbacks to that like what happened in that Action Bronson album where he just started like shooting guns for like 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, but they were actual guns.
Yeah, they were actual guns. Yeah, I got PTSD from it, man. Also, they just sounded really obnoxious when they're doing like, brat, please brat me in the head so I don't have to listen to you anymore. Bazinga.
Now, I like the gun sounds.
All right. We'll just have to agree to disagree again.
Another Wilt Chamberlain.
Tally. Yeah, well, I mean, I like the female vocals, but I don't really dig
What is a Wilt Chamberlain?
I don't know, Tom. I thought it was a person.
This is a nice closer, I thought. I had some beautiful
Cycle
samples.
Are we talking about Cycle?
That is a bonus track.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I thought this had it sort of brought some redemption, those last two songs.
Yeah,
To the
definitely.
5 previous filler tracks.
Yeah.
And it also had a funny line. I was big-headed Latoya Luckett. Destiny's Child reference. We'll take it.
I was a big fan of the bonus track, Hood Cycle. I like the acoustic guitar and I like the introspective rapping. Like we was talking about growing up and stuff, but then he had this weird lyric where he was talking about going in the club with this girl and saying she's looking like her mom. I was like, why? Why would you think that? Why would you say that? Because
Some people like mums.
Yeah, but like, it's a bit creepy, man. In my opinion, I
I
wouldn't
liked
like it.
the beat, but again, I felt like this should have been given to Fabulous and the Naughties, and he'd have made a lovely R&B remix of a love song. But these type of beats aren't made for G Herbo, but yet he used them anyway. Like, I could see why he wanted to put it on because it was a beautiful beat, and that's why it was a bonus track, because I just don't think lyrically or vocally he really did anything.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't in keeping with the other tracks. But I thought this track that really showed some promise for some more like introspective stuff. We could you do some more stuff with it. Not that all music has to be introspective. I just think some of the really blingy tracks on this just really I didn't have the time for them.
But your favourite track was a blingy track.
Well, it was okay then. I mean, some of these late in ones, there were some of the tracks in this that really just like yokes of it. Like just like fuck off, man. Honestly. Okay, I'm giving it like 5 to 6.
I think 5's fair. I agree with 5.
Okay. We're being harsher. It's a new year. It's a new us.
It's just, it had
Harsh.
good tracks and had bad tracks. I think it's a 5.
Yeah, I agree.
5 bad tracks in a row is pretty unforgivable.
That's pretty poor run. Yeah. It's difficult to pick yourself up from that. Okay. Right, let's go on to these singles.
Kenny!
Yeah, every single that we got this week was pretty fire. All right, we're kicking off with Rico Nasty.
Did you see what Rico said after the single dropped? She added Kenny Beats and said, if you put another one on my tracks and your watermark's not me saying Kenny, I'm gonna slap you. So I think he must have
sweet watermark.
He must have used the Freddie Gibbs one. She wasn't having it because she did it first.
Hell yeah!
I don't know. I like that he has 2 that he can switch up.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Rico Nasty one though. This is like pretty great. You know,
this is what we want.
Oh yeah, it's hardcore. It's hardcore. It's irreverent. It's pretty dope. It's got this really distorted bass. It's like punches you. It's great. Rico's delivery. She goes pretty damn hard. She has these funny, obnoxious ad libs like him and sucking dick is the hook, I believe.
Yeah, I love the hook.
It's so irreverent, man. It's great. Yeah, you've been sucking dick. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's
the
so
damn
good.
beat, as you said, the bass is so hard. It's
Rico
so
Nasty. Rico Nasty is impressing me more and more. The more I listen to her, like she's a force, man.
Kenny.
She's pretty good. All right. Did you have anything else to say about it, Tom?
Roof is on fire.
Call the fire brigade. Okay.
Play this at your
While
auntie's
they
wake.
do it, you've been sucking dick. Okay. Now we got an EARTHGANG single. Proud of you. I was a big fan of this. It's like EARTHGANG seem to always have these really, really well produced things where it's got a really full sound a lot of the time. Their stuff, from what I've heard, and this is like it's keeping that up. It's got this really full sound. The beat's great. It's got this full bodied bass. It's a tiny bit distorted. The hi-hats sound like really tinny, like it's in a good way. It's a great trap, and there's like keys and guitar as well, which like they felt me good. There was this pretty hard triplet bridge as well, where just like yeah, it goes in pretty hard, and then like another bridge, I'm pretty sure, where it goes like pretty damn hard. And it's got this kind of wholesome message behind it. Like, we're proud of you. I was a big fan of this, man.
I haven't been disappointed by a single this much in a long time.
Oof.
What the hell was this? They were just doing... I couldn't tell who was Young Thug and who wasn't Young Thug. This is the most high-pitched I've heard them. They were all just pretending to be Young Thug. Why? I don't understand. I mean, I could tell when he came in, but then I was like, so it wasn't Young Thug before? What's going on?
Maybe they're fan.
Yeah, but don't rip him off just because he's on your song.
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Yeah, and we all love Young Thug on this show, but it doesn't mean that you just sound like him. I mean, that's why no one likes Lil Baby and Gunna, because they rip him off. The thing I hate the most, when you have a feature and you just copy their style, it's like, what's the point in
that's a bit stupid. That's a bit stupid. I'll admit I couldn't really tell who was who. But the beat and it's just that bass, man. It had me feeling so good. And you can't deny there was a good bridge breakdown towards the end.
Just triggered me, man. I have nothing to say about this song other than why are they trying to be Young Thug?
Let's move on swiftly to another great.
And J. Cole had the nerve to say he was proud of them after that.
Okay, we're done. We're going to talk about Ibibio Sound Machine.
The second single, new album.
I'm so hyped for this new album, man. I'm so hyped. It's going to be so good. You know how I was saying earlier when we were reviewing, I believe when we've been reviewing the previous Ibibio Sound Machine singles and EPs they've been dropping. I've constantly said I want them to drop an album that is like the Talking Fish, but like the whole way through. And it sounds like we're gonna get it, man. But like I guess more funky and a bit less Afrobeaty. But like,
is it fair to say that this is the funkiest song they've made?
Yes, definitely, man. It's so good. It's got this great walking bass line, and these synths sound like they're from the 70s. Like, it's dope. And I'm a really big fan of when the vocalist sings in I don't know what language she's singing in, but
I've written Nigerian, but I know that's not a dialect.
Whatever language she's singing,
I should know better.
I'll Google it. I'll Google it for the album because I'm a big fan of it whenever she sings in there. I think it's so musical. It's so nice, and it reminded me again of the Talking Fish. In the Talking Fish, the hook I'm pretty sure is in an African dialect, and it's exactly what I was hoping for. It's got this great use of brass as well on it, and another like really good guitar solo towards the end. And there's a synth bridge as well. It's the funkiest track they've got. It's like a proper disco track. It's awesome.
The trumpets and the synths when they just come in, man. Definitely.
It's awesome.
Definitely funky to the max.
Yeah. Like, they took the funk dial and put it right the way to the end, so they can't even do it anymore. I'm really, really looking forward to this album, man. Like, yeah. Melon got me into Ibibio Sound Machine. I thought, they got some good tracks, but the Talking Fish is always my favorite track. I think we're going to have a whole album sort of like that, man. I'm so looking forward to it.
It's out in March, so stay tuned.
We might be able to do a live one. I mean, no. Well, one where we're in the same room. Because I think my term finishes then. All right.
Ooh.
Okay. I think this has been a pretty good. We've had some good projects this week. It's been a good week.
Yeah. Lots of
And
good
also,
singles that didn't make the cut as well.
yeah, we were sort of spoiled for choice. I was thinking about talking about Lil Pump, but then I was like, I don't know. I had to talk about.
Rex on. Let's get it.
Yeah. I like his dog though, Mr. Skeddy. Like, yeah, he's pretty cute. Like a
I guess
husky
you'll have
thing.
to wait for Harvard Dropout.
Yeah, for we'll do a full Lil Pump special, maybe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's in the books. All right, the second special will be Lil Pump. All right. I've been Tim.
I've been Tom.
That's great. And
You've been entertained.
That's a wrap.